Hi everybody, it's Andrew with your news Cartridge for Thursday, November 15th, 2018. Welcome to the show, everyone. If you didn't see the last episode, I just want to remind everybody that episodes are going to be going down to 2 days a week due to some real life stuff. But that doesn't stop me from giving away games, and today I'm giving away Resident Evil Revelations to Matt Cobalt for your comment here about what games you would put on the Unit E. Not only did you suggest Leisure Suit Larry, but you also said that modders would completely tear this thing apart, and I have to say, bring them both on. I really hope you enjoy your code, and next week I'm giving away the Metroidvania platformer, Hollow Knight. And all you have to do is leave a comment with the hashtag #BetterThanArkham if you want to have a chance to win. Oh, and it's best to have it as the first thing in your comment, and you have today and Tuesday in order to enter. And don't forget, timestamps along with their corresponding reference links can all be found in the description below. Today we are once again talking about Tyler Barris, the person who called in a SWAT team to Andrew Finch's home, leading to Finch's death. Barris has been on trial for the last few months, and now we finally have some justice for the friends and family of Mr. Finch, as Barris has pleaded guilty to over 50 counts after initially pleading not guilty. This domestic terrorist will receive at minimum 20 years in prison, with a maximum sentence of 25 years, and will serve 5 years probation after that. I think it's safe to say that that is not enough time, and he should get double that, though the plea arrangement does say that the state still can charge him if they want to pursue it. And I highly urge that they do. And I don't think there's any dispute that Barris is a terrorist, as he himself has said that he got joy out of calling in false bomb threats to have different facilities evacuated. Even though no one was hurt in any of those incidents, that is still inciting terror. If there's any more updates on this story, I'll be sure to bring them to you here on News Cartridge. Next, we have 2 games hosting free weekends. First is the wonderful competitive team shooter Rainbow Six Siege, and even better news is this is taking place on Steam, not Uplay. And then also on Steam is another shooter, but with a completely different theme, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, also hosting a free weekend. Moving on to release announcements, starting with Vermintide 2 making its way to PS4 5 weeks from now on December 18th. Then, R-Type Dimensions EX, a complete remake of the first 2 R-Type games, is coming to PC and Switch later this month on November 28th, and I am super excited for this one. Up next is some hardware news, and whoopee, we've got a new graphics card! But it's from AMD. I don't mean to hate on Graphics Team Red, but their cards just don't perform as well as Nvidia does, and believe me, I am no Nvidia fanboy. But I digress. Allow me to introduce you to the RX 590, which is essentially a 580 with a higher clock speed due to a smaller manufacturing process. It settles itself just above the 6GB GTX 1060 and right below the RX Vega 56. It also comes in at the price of $280 and if you want to learn more about it, be sure to check out your favorite YouTube techie channel. And then finally for releases, we have a $200 PlayStation 4 controller coming to us from Astro. Obviously, this is very similar to the Xbox One Elite controller, offering customization with extra buttons on the back of the controller, but this one comes with software to customize the sensitivity of both joysticks. It does, however, come with a higher price tag, and it's made by a third party. What do you think, though? Would you spend $200 on a PlayStation 4 controller? And do you think Sony should make their own? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Moving on from there, the last time I covered this story, I said never say never, and so we have some new information on Telltale Games. Their company is going through liquidation and their games are being removed from Steam. This means Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, and Tales of Monkey Island are no longer available for purchase. However, you still can buy them over on Humble Bundle because all of those keys are pre-generated. There's no telling when these games will return to Steam, or even if they will at all. The best hope for them is that they're bought and the new owner puts them back up for sale immediately, but again, there's no guarantee that any of that'll happen. Other Telltale games are still on Steam, but there's no way of telling for how long. My suggestion is, if they're still up and you have the money for them and really want them, then get them while you can. Finally today, we have a 4-part story all about good old Nintendo, with good old Reggie saying Metroid Prime 4 is well in development. Well then, how about they show us some video of it, or at the very least, a still frame image. Unfortunately, that's all the news about Metroid Prime 4 we're gonna get out of Reggie. So let's ask Reggie something else, and I'm being told we have Reggie available by satellite. Mr. Reggie, I would like to know, is a Nintendo 64 Mini on its way, or even real at all? Okay, he works at the company and doesn't know if it exists. even though we've seen papers on it. So, the best we get is actually him telling Kotaku to not rule anything out, but it's not on their planning horizon. Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm just recovering from this cold. No more about Reggie today, though we do have a little bit about the CEO of Nintendo Russia coming up in a bit, but first, exciting litigation. Did anyone actually fall for that and get excited for a lawsuit? So you might remember Emu Paradise, a website that hosted many old Nintendo ROMs that shut down due to Nintendo suing two other sites, LoveRoms.com and LoveRetro.com. Well, it's a good thing Emu shut down when they did, because the owner of the other two Love sites has been ordered to pay Nintendo $12.2 million. Though, according to this Polygon article, there is no way those people have that kind of money and will probably end up settling for a lot less. And I do have to say, this is not a decision I agree with in any way. Most of those games are not able to be bought directly from Nintendo themselves, and I do not agree with having a 30-plus-year-old game having a $5+ price tag. Nintendo could make a killing by offering these ROMs themselves, but for some reason, they choose not to and want these pieces of art to be lost in obscurity where no one can enjoy them. How do you feel about old ROMs? Please share your thoughts down below. Finally today, this one's a little bit more than fucked up, as Nintendo fans are calling for the CEO of Nintendo of Russia to resign after he used a derogatory slur for autistic people. It's fairly hard to hear him due to an announcer talking over him, but also, I don't speak Russian, so you have to pay attention to the subtitles. But there is another part where he threatens to fire someone in English, and it's pretty clear what he says. At the end of the video, he freaks out because he realizes the things he has said have been streamed to the internet, and rightfully so. Personally, I expect more of a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. A Change.org petition has been started and has already garnered more than 3,000 signatures calling for his resignation, though, knowing Nintendo, it's probably just a matter of time before this information makes its way up the ladder all the way to Japan. I very much doubt that Nintendo would want to spoil any of their reputation. What do you know? It's the best part of the show. It's time for tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Scraps and Patches, Class of Chefs VR, Duke Dashington Remastered, Marble It Up, Mars Chaos Menace, Bad North, Among Us, Sanctus Mortem, Treasure Hunter Simulator, and Steel Vampire. For PlayStation 4, The Quiet Man, Mars, Chaos Menace, and Distrust. For Nintendo Switch, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Sid Meier's Civilization 6, Circle of Sumo, and Mars, Chaos Menace. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you on Tuesday. And what's a gravedigger's favorite element? Barium. Something, oxygen not included. Click over here to watch today's bonus episode, which is me talking about Microsoft adding native keyboard and mouse support to the Xbox One X. Click over here to watch Tuesday's episode. Both of those links are in the description down below. And click over here to subscribe to my wonderful, wonderful channel. Thank you. See you on Tuesday. Bye-bye. Go play some games.